At Clarity, we take a simply smarter approach to employee benefits. Today, the benefits landscape is more confusing than ever, but it's also never been so essential. At Clarity, we believe life is a journey, one that should be lived well. So we'll stop at nothing to bring clarity and ensure your clients and their employees are ready for life with a full suite of programs and tools. Our partnership with Employee Navigator streamlines the entire benefits administration and payroll processes for everyone involved. Employee Navigator provides a flexible, online, and paperless solution for enrollment that saves time, improves communication, and promotes retention. Let's take a look at how this enterprise-level technology securely links your payroll, HR, carrier, enrollment, and COBRA processes, creating a seamless and simple experience for everyone. With Clarity by your side to handle all the behind-the-scenes administrative work, you won't have to spend a lot of your budget or create a new department just to get started. We'll also handle implementation, carrier and payroll integration, and of course, ongoing support. Let's get started. As we navigate through the platform, you're going to see two different interfaces, the HR administration side and the employee side. The admin interface will be where the HR team reviews any outstanding objectives, views reports or data, and keeps track of any changes. The Employee Navigator will be where employees would visit to make their elections during open enrollment, review any relevant information about their plan selections, request any qualified life event enrollments, and more. Let's start with the HR administration screen. Later, we will view the employee landing page. Both sides of this system do communicate with one another so that information from one side can easily translate to the other, making things simple and seamless for everyone involved. So let's begin here, the admin homepage. The blocks of information here are organized based on my preference and easy to navigate. Then here we have our quick links, which are completely customizable based on your preference. Below that, we have some admin-only features that are easily accessible and set up during the implementation process. Moving on, we have the Things to Do block, where you encounter red ovals, indicating items that might require immediate attention as an admin. Many users choose to utilize this feature as a reminder for incomplete tasks or new alerts that require action. The numbers inside of each red oval show how many items you need to complete within each category. Then, all you need to do is simply click on the section I'd like to review and complete them. Let's visit a real-life example. Say an employee gets married or has a child mid-year. These are examples of qualified life events, which allow an employee to request reopening their enrollment. In these situations, the employee wouldn't need to contact HR via phone or email and wait for a reply. They would simply go into their employee homepage and mark off that they had a qualifying life event. There are many different events that could be included in this section, so the employee would select whatever parameter applies to them. By making that selection, the employee triggers an automatic notification back over here in the admin system. Whether it's one HR member or many people working on the admin side, they would receive that notification here, ensuring that there's always a consistent flow of communication between HR and employees. As the admin, you would open the notification to view it. Then you can either approve it so that the enrollment would be opened back up for that employee based on their qualifying life event, or you could request additional documentation as proof, like a marriage license or a birth certificate. Now let's bring our attention to the horizontal menu at the top of the page. These tabs will take us anywhere we need to go in 1 or 2 clicks from the home screen. The home screen also has a quick link section for immediate access to important reports and functions. From here, you can quickly access open enrollment reports. Open enrollment is an extremely important time of year, and this platform was built for optimal performance so you have the support you need throughout the entire process. During the open enrollment period, Clarity sends alerts out to the employee population, reminding them to go into this platform and elect their benefits within their designated time frame. While this occurs, the employer or admin can go into the open enrollment reports and look at the enrollment statistics. As an admin, you can see how many employees have not started the process yet, how many are incomplete, and how many have completed open enrollment and finalized their elections. It's a simply smarter approach to open enrollment. As the open enrollment period comes to a close, you can also see if any employees are lagging behind in the process. If so, you can go in as an admin and see who those individuals are, send them an email, or give them a call. Like we mentioned, the system does send alerts to all employees, but this process is a useful failsafe for those who have missed the alerts or forgotten to finalize their enrollment. And now with one click, we're now back to the home screen. Within Quick Links, we also have Add an Employee for onboarding new hires. Let's discuss how adding a new hire works. To add a new hire, simply walk through these guided steps and add them to the Employee Navigator system. In most cases, the Employee Navigator platform will be integrated with the company payroll system. So if a new hire is added into payroll first, that employee's demographic information should automatically flow over to Clarity and into Employee Navigator. This means that as an admin, you won't need to input all of this new employee's information again, saving time for the HR team. If you do find that you need to manually input anything, the option is available as well. The other important component of payroll integration is deduction information. After an employee makes their elections during open enrollment, makes changes midway through the year, or has any benefit with a rolling election such as HSA or transit, that employee deduction information flows between Employee Navigator and the payroll system. Payroll should then automatically implement any changes that were made, such as how much should be taken out of that employee's paycheck and for which benefit, and if it is pre-tax, post-tax, and more. Automating this keeps everything up to date and alleviates potential headaches that could arise from accidental oversights or the miskeying of information. Once again, we're heading back to the home screen with one click of a button. From here, you can really go anywhere that you want, and again, everything is customizable in your Quick Links section. On the right side of the screen, you have a list of upcoming events that might be important. You can list any event that you want to be reminded about, whether it's work, an event, or a company meeting. Just beneath the events block, we can view some company stats. This area should include COBRA members, active employees, the next payroll date, new hire enrollments, and more, so you have everything you need to see in a simple glance. With Clarity, the automation and integration don't stop with just carriers and payroll. There's also integration with vendors. If you choose to use Clarity for COBRA or any other consumer benefits administrator, all changes would automatically be prompted within Clarity's COBRA platform to automate the process. So instead of going into 3 or 4 different systems to view or update carriers, payroll, and vendor information, employer admins can see that everything is being done automatically through this ecosystem of file feeds and automation. And don't forget, your dedicated Clarity Relationship Manager will walk you through any questions for the length of your term with Clarity. Let's head back up to our tabs. We saw this Employee tab already. Here there are numerous options available. You can view or edit employee profiles or manually add employees with the proper permissions set up. Admin permissions are customizable, and the amount of access granted to admins depends on the employer's preference. Let's move on to the Reports tab. This is also a widely utilized portion of Employee Navigator on the admin side. There are several reports that are available here. These reports are consistently being updated with new information as it flows between the employee and admin sides of the Employee Navigator platform, allowing for a seamless flow of important benefits information. You can also view and manage saved reports that are accessed more frequently and acquire any audit trail or reported information. While many users are able to fit the reports they need within the templates provided, the functionality is available to create an ad hoc report tab, allowing you to find very specific information from different sources and combine them. For even more specific reporting, Clarity has the ability to create custom reports for clients. While most users find what they need in our standard reporting, if you need additional support, the Clarity team is always here to help. The next tab we see is the Wall, which may remind you of your social media feeds. The Wall tab lets you view any events or updates that have occurred between now and the last time you logged in, ensuring that you're always up to date with what's happening in your organization. By clicking in the upper right corner of each event block, you can view the details of what occurred on a specific date as well. Another useful feature of this platform is the ability to create tasks. As we mentioned earlier, there are two sides to the Employee Navigator system, the employee side and the HR admin side. These two sides were built to speak to each other, creating a seamless flow of accurate information between the two. Creating tasks is another example of how that communication works. Within the Tasks tab, you can create and manage tasks. As an admin, you can assign them to an employee, a group of employees, a department of employees, or to all employees. Let's talk through an example. Let's say you have new hires and want to assign those new hires the task of completing their onboarding paperwork. You can have those documents stored within the system and then create a task for new hires to go in and complete those documents. When you create the task on the admin side, an alert will automatically pop up for those employees on their side of the platform. When they complete that task and mark them as completed, the admin side of the system will also be updated and notified. As an admin, this feature gives you the ability to manage productivity in a very simple way. You can create tasks, track the progress, specify start and end dates, request more info, and approve completed tasks. It really is that easy. Let's take a look at the Benefits and Payroll tabs now. For these sections, Clarity collects all of the relevant information from clients and enters it into the Employee Navigator system. Before the platform becomes accessible to company employees, Clarity will test the system several times and open it up to the employer for final approval. This ensures that everyone will have exactly what they need at their fingertips. Within the Benefits tab, we can see a number of different plans and their respective SBCs. Here, a company can store all benefit information from current and past plan years so that admins and employees can easily read or download their SBCs. Next, we have the Payroll tab. This view shows one payroll group cycle set up as biweekly. However, many companies have multiple payroll cycles that pertain to different employee groups. Clarity can absolutely set up any combination of payroll cycles, such as biweekly, semi-monthly, and weekly, along with the corresponding employee groups, so you have options that work best for you and your organization. Clarity will also set up any number of benefit classes that are necessary. The different benefit classes would be listed here. This information also translates to the employee side of the platform. Depending on which benefit class they fall into, employees will only have access to the specific benefit information that pertains to them. Again, all of this is set up by Clarity during the implementation process to ensure you have the best experience possible for yourself and your employees. By the time Employee Navigator is fully up and running for our clients, both admins and employees will have everything they need and exactly as they anticipated. The final tab we'll take a look at is the Documents tab. This section of the platform works as a storage vault for SBCs, plan documents, I-9 forms, onboarding forms, employee handbooks, or any document your organization uses. Having all documents stored on one platform allows for easy reference and makes task management much easier on your HR admins. When creating tasks, the admin can simply reference the documents that have already been uploaded and assign them to employees for review or completion. Now that we've gone through the administration side, let's discuss the employee perspective. First, let's go into an employee profile and go through the open enrollment process as if they were logging into the system. In the search bar on the upper left, they will type in their last name and pull up their profile. Now let's click on New Hire Enrollment. Employees are sent instructions via email and a link that will automatically take them to this side of the Employee Navigator system. They would follow that link to create a permanent password, then be taken to the employee landing page, which is what we can see here. Now let's see how simple the enrollment process is with Clarity. As we scroll down, they will see useful documents, such as an employee handbook, as well as quick links and contacts. Contacts could include Clarity's customer service, the HR department, a payroll representative, or any department or individual that the organization wants employees to have quick and easy access to. Now let's go through enrollment by clicking the Start Enrollment button. The enrollment process is extremely user-friendly and prompts them to verify the information that's already been collected and input on my behalf by Clarity. During the implementation process, Clarity will help streamline enrollment by collecting employee information via census and uploading it to the system. Addresses, dependent information, and all other important details will be ready for verification at this point. Now the employee will verify their details such as name, date of birth, work contact information, and the last 4 digits of their social security number. As employees click through and save their information, a helpful progress bar at the top will keep them updated on what step of the process they're at and how much remains. Don't worry if employees lose internet connection. All progress is saved when you click Save and Continue, so employees can come back to it later if they lose connection or need to pause. Here we have My Dependent information. Again, that information can be collected in advance, but if I want to add a dependent who is not listed, I can do so here also. In the Who Am I Enrolling block, employees will choose Myself. Then they begin the plan selection process. Plan selection always begins with medical plan election, since that is the most important benefit and typically the highest ticket item that employees enroll in. Here we can see all of the different plan options available, but what happens if an employee is unsure of what to select? If they navigate over to the right side of the screen, they'll find guidance on what plan will allow them to be ready for life. First, let's click on the Things to Consider button. This will give me some key information about each plan in user-friendly language that employees will understand. Benefits can be confusing. We're here to help make it simple for everyone. If they need even more detail, the Decision Support feature gives them the prompt to answer some questions about themselves and what they're looking for. Remember, none of the answers here will be shared with anyone, not the employer or a carrier or anyone else. They are only used to help find the best plan for me and/or my dependents. The options appear to agree or disagree with a few statements and rate responses on a sliding scale. The scale allows for an even more accurate expression of values. For example, here we'll say I am okay with a plan that requires me to pick a doctor or get an okay to see a specialist. Am I okay with a plan that limits the selection of physicians or hospitals that I can go to? Yes. I'll say I'm okay with that. But for this decision, I am right in the middle. I don't really feel one way or the other. Do I prefer a lower cost plan that might cost more at the time of care? Yes. And I feel a little bit more strongly about that. After that, click Go in the bottom corner and a star-based rating system will appear. The ratings go from 1 to 5, 1 being the least likely to match my preferences and 5 being the closest match. Here we see 2 plans with 4 out of 5 star ratings, the Advantage EPO and the Omnia Bronze. To make the decision, they can view the details of each one or click Compare to see a side-by-side breakdown of the selected plans. By using the Compare function, employees can look at a number of different plans side by side. They can see the costs, deductible amounts, co-pays, co-insurance, maximum out-of-pocket costs, and anything else needed to make an informed decision. Employees should now feel fully prepared to make the right decision for themselves and their families. They can now go ahead and make the plan selection by clicking Select, scrolling down, and then clicking Save and Continue. Next, employees will be able to select their dental plan. After viewing the details, I'll select the plan and then Save and Continue. It's as simple as when selecting your medical plan. Employees will also have the option to enroll into other plans, like FSAs shown here if they are eligible. A Clarity FSA makes healthcare more affordable by allowing employees to decide the annual amount to contribute based on the amount they expect to spend for healthcare expenses not reimbursed by insurance. The account is funded with paycheck deductions that are taken before any taxes are calculated. That's where the savings comes in. Employees don't pay taxes on the money they contribute to their FSA account, saving hundreds of dollars every year. Employees can select their contribution amount and break it down by pay period all within Employee Navigator. For example, say an employee wants to put in $50 per pay period. The system will automatically calculate the annual total. So $50 per pay period over the remaining 17 pay periods we see here equates to $850 annually. Now, let's say that an employee accidentally added an extra zero here. The system will keep them in compliance by not allowing me to exceed the maximum contribution amount. Whether it's an employer-provided maximum or the IRS maximum, the entry will automatically be recalculated. The calculator will then show how much the maximum contribution would cost per pay period and annually. It will also explain why it was recalculated and that the employee can't exceed a certain amount. They have the opportunity to correct the amount and move forward in the process. What happens if an employee doesn't need a particular benefit? Let's use dependent care as an example. The employee would click "Don't want this benefit" at the bottom of my screen, then a list of reasons for declining will appear. The employee has the option to enter their reasoning or click "Other" and apply to continue. In case a discrepancy should ever arise, all decisions to either enroll or decline will be time-stamped to form an audit trail. This way, the employer will always be able to see the exact benefits that were offered and which ones I selected. Moving along, employees have a basic life offering. This benefit comes at no cost since this is paid by my employer, but will still be visible for employees so they can understand what exactly they're getting. Because this is an automatic enrollment, employees are not given the option to select "Don't want this," so they will simply save and continue. I also have the option for voluntary life. Here, my employer can make an SBC document available for me to view, along with the general plan information on voluntary life and what my benefits are. If I decide to opt in, I can use the sliding tool to help me determine how much I'd like to contribute. As I use the slider here, it will break down the per pay period cost for me. It also lets me know the guaranteed issue amount, which is the amount that I can elect without any additional documents or paperwork. In this case, my guaranteed issue amount is $60,000. So if I just want to select the guaranteed issue amount, I can click the Guaranteed Issue button and the system calculates it for me. I could also click Buy Maximum Amount and it'll bring me all the way up to that $500,000 election. Let's walk through an example. An employee wants the amount to be around $200,000. They would slide the benefit amount up to $200,000 and per pay period costs would automatically be reflected here. Now it also shows the approved benefit amount, which is the guaranteed issue amount until further steps are taken to apply and potentially raise the coverage amount. Currently, the pay per period deduction reflects that $60,000 guaranteed issue. When approved for $200,000, the deduction will increase to $2.77. Employees also have the ability to hover over question marks here. These are available throughout Employee Navigator and gives employees additional details and clarifications. As we move forward, an employee will get a number of reminders that they need to complete an additional step if they want to be approved for this $200,000 amount. For example, the employer might have an EOI form here to quickly download and complete. They might also provide a link out to the carrier website so that employees can complete that EOI on their website. This part of the process will be determined by the employer, and it can vary from carrier to carrier. There is also the possibility that employees may be able to complete the EOI form directly on Employee Navigator. If the employee doesn't have a beneficiary here, they'll need to add one by filling out this pop-up form. Let's move on to transit reimbursement, which I can elect and choose my deferral amount. Since I don't need transit reimbursement, I'm going to click "Don't want this benefit" again and keep going. Finally, the employee arrives at the last page, which requires their signature to complete enrollment. Here they will get a full breakdown of all the plans, along with some highlights about those plans and dates they become effective. Scrolling down, they can see the total per pay period costs. We can see here that the employee would get another note here about that pending voluntary life plan, a reminder we mentioned earlier that indicates they still have an EOI form to complete. Employees can also see a list of declined coverages so that they can once again review the information. The employees will then click to sign and enrollment is complete. During the open enrollment period, employees can go in as many times as they would like and change any of their elections. When open enrollment closes, choices will be finalized. Now, let's go back to the employee homepage. Employees can see there have been some changes here since the enrollment process started. All of the documents related to the plans that they have elected are now listed here. They can click here on the Omnia Silver SBC to open or download that document. And again, if they need to get anywhere with quick links, whether it's the medical carrier website or the contact section, those would appear here as well. By using these shortcut buttons, employees can also view their employee profile and enrollment summary. The home screen also lets employees know that they have completed enrollment. They now have 30 days until the open enrollment window closes to make any changes to selections. The notification section, which is highlighted in orange, lets employees know which tasks need to be completed on their end. For example, we can see that there is still the EOI form to finish. And again, the employer could have that document listed right there. The process is complete when employees have finalized their choices and the open enrollment period closes. After open enrollment ends, employees will still have access to the system all year. If they need to update any of my information, access or print their enrollment summary, or change their beneficiaries, they can do those things here in the Employee Navigator. Another reason employees may need to revisit the enrollment system is to report a qualifying life event, such as marriage or childbirth. They can do this by clicking the Life Events link in the benefit box on the left. If they report a qualifying life event at any point during the year after open enrollment has closed, they may be allowed to change their enrollments. If this applies to an employee, they would provide the information needed, and then the Employee Navigator would send an alert back to the admin side. From there, admins can approve the qualified life event or ask me for more information, keeping everyone involved in sync. As we've seen so far, there are several different alert systems in place throughout the platform. The Required Tasks tab at the top of the screen is another way employees can check for alerts and reminders. If there is an unseen alert, this tab would be highlighted and the employee would be alerted if there was an incomplete task. For example, if an employee requested a qualified life event and the employer admin then asks for a marriage license, the employee would be alerted so that they could upload that document for the admin side to review. Both sides of the system communicate with an automatic transfer of information, so no one has to worry about whether or not the documents and requests have been received. We know benefits can be confusing, so our ready-for-life solutions like Employee Navigator are designed to replace frustration with innovation, delivering state-of-the-art programs and tools that are tailored to your needs and extremely user-friendly. Other benefits for both clients and their employees include an experienced team of helpful industry experts average between 5 and 10 years of experience and are cross-trained in different departments, so there's one person to call every time. Employees will have a better understanding of the plans they've enrolled in and can quickly find answers to their questions. With more educated consumers using the system, employer admins and brokers can focus on their other responsibilities. By working with clarity and using the Employee Navigator platform, they don't need to be consumed by benefits throughout the year, especially during open enrollment. And when it comes down to it, the Employee Navigator platform is simply one of the best benefit platforms in the industry. Employee Navigator successfully enrolls over 5 million participants or employees each calendar year and has continuously updated the platform to meet the needs of an ever-changing benefits landscape. It is an all-encompassing enrollment system that creates a number of advantages for the employees, HR admin teams, and consultants. Clarity also makes the whole process even easier by handling the entire setup and ongoing management. By choosing Clarity, our customers are able to free up even more of their valuable time at an incredibly low price, so they can focus on what matters most: building business. From day one, you have the support of dedicated specialists who can answer your questions and guide you through your benefit choices and implementation options so your clients can make the best decision for their company. Throughout every stage of our partnership and for every solution we offer, we deliver clarity to your benefit program.